Okay, we're getting started. I am an hour late, but let's see if this is working. I'm just gonna make sure this is working and everyone can see me. Okay, okay. Okay, let's see. Okay, still not seeing anything on my chat. Okay, so I think everything is working. Well, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm just gonna close this just to avoid that feedback. So got a little busy during the day and I couldn't go live at the time that I said that I'm gonna go live. So just to dive right into why I'm even starting this channel, you're not always going to be seeing me live in this particular way where I'm actually showing my face. It will mostly be tech, robots and stuff like that, but me explaining that with you just seeing my face is a bit boring, so I'm just gonna dive into some code which makes it easier for me and I feel a bit less nervous, I would say. Yeah, I feel less nervous in terms of talking to audiences and all that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and dive into my code editor and I'll be explaining everything about what this channel is going to be about using code, which pretty much is what is going to be happening most of the time over here. So yeah, I don't know, uh I don't know exactly how this thing goes about, but I'm just hoping that you guys will like my content as I create it for you guys, but mostly it's for myself so that I don't forget the stuff that I'm actually gonna be learning. So I'll just go ahead and dive into my Visual Studio Code and we're gonna start coding. Okay, so yeah, and I'm gonna open it up. So that should be right. Great. Okay, now that we're in my Visual Studio Code, I think something was already happening over here. I don't know what I was doing before, but I'm gonna explain everything that this channel is gonna be about with a different program. I'll just name this Getting Started, just like the video says. Getting started. I think that'll be fine. So now first, my name is Loti and of course I gotta start from somewhere in terms of creating content. Not much of a YouTuber, but I'm trying my best to create content for you guys. So I'm basically a robotics instructor. I teach robotics to kids, college students, university students. I teach programming, I teach web technologies, and so many other things. But my main skill set, actually, which is what I'll be showing you guys, my main skill set is coding, or rather Python to be specific. I'm not much into the front-end development programming languages. Not been a fan of front-end for a very long time, and I don't think I'll ever be a fan of front-end. However, I do make things that work. They have a relatively good interface, so I'm gonna be using Tkinter here. As you saw, it's not the best front-end framework, but it gets things done. So long as my logic is working fine, I don't think I need much of front end. We have front end developers for that. I will be giving tips and tricks on how you can make yourself a better front end developer, because I have a lot of friends and colleagues who are into front end, and they have the best amount of experience to help you guys out. But mostly I'll be dealing with back end on this channel. Hopefully, maybe in the coming days, I'll be able to get down into front end and a more, more appealing look to my softwares and programs. But in today's video, I'll just do something really simple. So what I'm trying to do right now is I'm gonna show you just how many skill sets or how much skill I have in a lot of fields. It's very hard for me being my first live and everything, but you guys will understand. I promise I will get better at giving you guys the best content without any lags or a lot of ums. I'll give it my best. I just have to start, and with time I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get better at this YouTube thing, give you better content, better editing. But I did have to show my face now, so that as we are getting into the new year, which will be day after tomorrow if I'm not mistaken. Today's the 30th where I am anyway, and it's 11:18 p.m. I'm in India right now. I am not Indian, but I am in India right now, just to clarify. I'm not Indian, I'm just working in India, and I've been here for a while. Good place, good food, good people, some bad, but good people. Love the place, love the people, love everything that I've learned about this place. Okay, so I'm gonna create a simple program where it's gonna allow me to input a couple of things in terms of skills that I have. Some of the things I might not include in this video, maybe I might have forgotten them because I did not write a script for this video. I am just live as you're seeing me right now. I just got home like a few minutes ago, and I was like, well, I did set up a live stream, so let's give people exactly what they were promised. So I am a full stack Python developer. My full names are Lotum Kuka. I am originally from Zambia. I have my bachelor's degree and as well as 2 master's degrees in the IT sector, or rather computers. But believe me, university is not the place where I learned all this stuff. These things actually come with interest and as well as passion for you to actually do them and to go about using the skills. University is more like just a foundation for you guys, where you can start understanding that there's a world of code out there. So yeah, pretty much that's just it. I'm not gonna talk about my family, but I love anime and coding, obviously. But I did mention in the beginning that I am a robotics engineer. So how does that come to play in the picture? Well, I developed an interest for robotics, and I have been doing it for over 3 years now, and I'm getting really good at it. And I was like, well, let's share the knowledge with the world. Let's give it out for free. There are a lot of people out there who need this information, and well, I feel like just giving out back to the community. Of course, with time, some of the things I'm gonna be making might be a little bit too complex and might need more time than what YouTube might allow me to post, so that might be accessible in other ways. So yes, I'm pretty sure some of you are wondering, like, how is he talking and then he's coding at the same time. Yes, I am coding. This is not recorded. Mostly people do recordings, but I'm trying to test myself. Well, if it fails, then I would have had failed on a live stream, which will be a bit embarrassing for my first video, but I am gonna try to speak as much as I can just to challenge myself to see if I can code without having, not without having errors, but without having many errors. So without having many errors, talking and trying to also figure out what it is I am writing. And no, I am not checking for code anywhere. This is solely in my head, and this is exactly what I'm doing right now. So if you cannot see, or you cannot see properly what I'm doing or coding, just drop it in the chat box. I think they are okay. I've seen one message in the chat box just now. I'm gonna put my chat box over here. Okay, yes, design is beauty, but I am trying. Okay, I'm trying. Next for 13 days, just support from, he's actually a front-end developer. He doesn't have a YouTube channel, but he definitely should start one because he's good at what he does. And I just saw his message right now in the chat box. Okay, back to what I am doing now so that we can move on, because I'm hoping to finish this live stream quite quickly because it's just an intro, and then I'll be making playlists of everything that I'll be working on and so on and so forth. Then I'll be seeing that. Okay. Whoa, I cannot send until I log in to my account. Well, that's shocking because I just logged in. I think I just logged in before I started the stream, but it's still asking me to log in. Well, I'm just gonna log in real quick so that I can reply to whoever is in the chat section. Okay, getting a notification on my phone. I have to confirm this. Okay, let's see. Yes, this is me. Hopefully we should be back on in the chats and everybody's in the chat. Okay, so that is not what I was expecting to happen. So it just popped up my feed, which is really not what I wanted anyway. Okay, good. Okay, where else are you streaming? I'm not streaming anywhere. I'm just streaming here. I don't know what's happening, but yeah, I'm just streaming here. I don't know what's happening with my software, but yeah, let me get back to my code. I don't think I have many viewers right now, but it's fine. Everyone gotta start from somewhere. So where was I? Okay, so I was here and I was creating a function. This function needs to get all my inputs for my skills. Okay, so I'll just keep this as skill count. Yeah, I think that will be fine. I'll just keep it like that. So yeah, I'll be teaching all these things here on my channel. I'll have a lot of playlists, and I'm hoping that I'll be consistent enough for you guys to get value from whatever I'll be teaching. If you know someone who is interested in learning about any of these things that I've talked about, from robotics to programming, back-end designing, web technologies, and all that stuff, do drop them the link. I'm gonna be posting some really insane stuff. Of course, I do understand there are like 1 billion YouTube channels out there that technically give a lot of content. I myself started from YouTube, so it's pretty much just that. But you know, every student has got their favorite teacher or their favorite kink or niche or whatever it is. uh, so I'm hoping I'll be that teacher that some students would want to learn from and some people love to learn from. I'll be hoping to solve some problems that are commonly available in this field, however, are not really taken into account uh, because maybe the recording is too much of a hassle or it doesn't always work as a solution. But I will try to post all those kind of videos, and if you do have any questions, whether you watch this live or you're watching it after it's been already streamed, that's fine. You have questions, drop them in the chat box. I'll keep on checking that about anything that you might want to see on the channel or anything that you might want to learn in the fields or somewhat related to what I am gonna be talking about. So yeah, I'll be doing that exactly. So for all of you who might be wondering what I'm making, actually it's just a simple program, something for fun, nothing too advanced. It's not what did I say, it's not like production ready code, but it's something that I generally just wanted to do. It makes me less nervous to talk to people. Code is like something that just runs in me and just makes me feel less nervous. Let's just leave it at that. And yeah, so I think I should have this down and right. Okay, so I am packing this. I think I had an extra, yeah. Okay, so after this, I think now I'm just gonna be getting some entries of how many skills anyway, because I am gonna be entering my skills. So I'm just gonna say this will be my skills entries. So yeah, back to me, not to sound arrogant or anything, but yeah, or self-absorbed. But yeah, back to what I do, who I am. So I think I've cleared that part much out. You have to forgive me, I am trying to talk to you guys at the same time trying to code this thing, which is something I'm doing for the first time, and I'm hoping that you guys don't get bored before the end of my stream. Promise you, the design is not gonna be the best thing that you've ever seen, but it's gonna be something. At least you appreciate the effort that I'll put in trying to give you guys this particular video today. So yeah, I'll definitely be streaming to you guys during the night. For those of you who are in India, that will be night time, and those of you who are in countries like Canada, those countries behind a couple of hours time zone wise, I think you guys will be seeing these things during the day. Not really sure about that, but I think so. Then countries which are ahead will, let's see, I think yeah, countries which are ahead will be seeing me like in the morning, early morning. Okay, so now someone has requested that I should be explaining the code side by side. Well, what I'm doing is actually very simple. I'm trying to create a simple program that allows me to enter a couple of my skills. Okay, so but since it's an introductory video, I don't want it to be centered solely on programming. All this stuff, what I'm doing and everything, will be explained in different video tutorials so that you can understand all the stuff that I'm doing, because it does take a while for you, maybe a couple of days, for you to get to a point where you can understand the code that I'm actually writing. So it would take some time. That is why I am not focusing on explaining exactly what I'm doing. I'm actually doing the code because I don't want to feel nervous. I feel more engaged with my code than, you know, with the audience, which I should be in, like, I should be in like involved with the viewers and everything. However, it just makes me feel a bit too nervous if I do that. So yeah, that is why I am coding. I'm coding to just take out the anxiety in the first time stream kind of nervousness, the amateur vibe. But I'm pretty sure you can get that vibe anyway, so doesn't matter. I still want to teach you guys what I know. I'm not the best guru, but I'm still trying to teach whatever it is that I know. If you're not happy with my work, that's fine. You can check out other YouTube channels. I would still appreciate if you'd stick with me. Give me a chance and I would definitely show you how you can make better use of your time when you're at home or as a hobby. There are quite a lot of interesting things that you are going to find in technology actually. So it's pretty awesome. So yeah, so that's why I'm not explaining the code. If I were to start explaining this would take quite some time. Like, it'll really take some time because I have to explain to you about libraries, and some of you don't know what libraries are. So when I'm actually doing a programming stream, I'll try to start from the ground level so that everyone can understand and can follow along. For those of you who are already Python experts, you'll be able to understand my code relatively easy. So this is just a fun program. It's nothing too flashy or serving some purpose to save the environment or to save the world, some kind of thing in that area. No, it's just something for fun, and yeah, hoping you guys will like the results at the end of it. So like I say, it's just a simple program that will allow me to enter my skills and hopefully try to play them in a slideshowish way. That's what I'm thinking anyway. But looking at my knowledge of Tkinter, some say Kinter, it depends. Now I'm typing Kinter because I say Tkinter. So yeah, it is really so yeah, it's really kind of challenging to actually do what I'm doing, but some of you wouldn't understand. You'll be like, oh, it's easy, or maybe he wrote this somewhere. I would definitely get errors. I know at a certain point I would definitely get errors, but I don't think it would be too bad of errors because VS Code allows me to see errors before they even become a problem by giving me these little underlines. So I know that my syntax will be fine. If there is an error, it's definitely gonna be there is an error, it's definitely gonna be a logical error, not a syntax error, because I think I'm pretty much on point with my syntax. It's not that bad. So the key to being a good programmer, actually to be a good anything, is understanding the process. So for programming, that would be syntax or syntax, depending on which part of the world you're from. I'll keep it syntax. I call it syntax anyway. So yeah, I think my syntax is fine. So I don't think that should be a problem right now. So yeah, I'm actually using very basic code that anyone who knows at least even intermediary Python should be able to figure out what I'm doing and how I'm doing this. There might be a better way that they might even know how to do this, not on my end, but I think I'll do it in this way. It's much better anyway for me. I'm not saying for the world, because it's easy to clearly see it's easy to see the logics clearly, and also the data flow. If you use too many complex things, it's kind of hard to follow along. Programming, some people have myths about programming that I just believe or think are myths after 7+ years of doing it myself. One of them is that programming is complex, or big code is complicated. You see, code can be relatively easy but achieves something really significant. It doesn't have to always be complicated. Yes, if you're dealing with things like server-side languages, or you're dealing with things like if you're dealing with things like maybe mainframe computers and so on and so forth, these things definitely will give you some complex things that you have to look at, but it's not always that it has to be like that. That's all I'm saying. So I would just say that if you can make it simple but achieve the goal that you want to achieve, it's good enough. Do not think you need to be some guru of data structures or stuff like that. I personally do not love data structures. I only do them when I have to. I will be covering some of those later on the channel, but I don't think most of you will like them or enjoy them in that way necessarily, but it's just something that you need to know if you plan on doing really big projects, or you plan on working in certain places. You definitely need to know data structures if you plan on going in the programming field per se. So my code shouldn't be that long. It should be done soon. I think, what do I have? I have my set skill function. I'm appending my entries. Okay, I've already declared my list. Okay, yeah, I think I'll be done soon. And then you can see some of the skills that I actually have up my sleeve, and we can move forward in getting your inputs on what you want me to teach and what playlists you'd like me to create. I'll start posting playlists beginning of 2024, which is in 2 days time. That's when I'm gonna start posting the playlists. Hopefully go live as much as possible so that you guys can interact with me if you have any problems. So yeah, so I'll be doing that and we can move forward. Now, some of these things that I'm typing over here you might not be familiar with, even if you do Python. If that's the case, don't hesitate to just drop a comment and I'll check out what it is you're not understanding, and then we can move forward. For example, some people have used Python before but never really got into GUI development, so some of the functions I'm using here might be a little new to you, or you are an intermediate in or beginner in Python. You might be thinking, what is that? Well, some of these things come from the library that I imported, and keep in mind I'm only using one library, so that's good. so I'm not really doing anything that is complicated. Okay, so after I destroy my widget, I think it's time to make my slideshow. Yeah, like I said, I'm almost done. So my slideshow is not gonna be something PowerPoint level, but it will still do the work. And since I'm using classes, well, the self keyword is definitely gonna be part of most of the functions that I am using in here, as I'll be calling them later on. So now, which skills am I gonna be printing out? Well, of course, I need to put a loop in here because I am dynamically getting these things into my loop, and I'm even using the keyword get, so that's kind of, I didn't plan that. Like I said, I'm not using any scripts. I'm just trying to test myself to see if I should be doing recorded sessions or I should be doing complete live sessions, so that, well, just to test myself to see how good I am with programming and not having to rely on pre-planned things. I will be sticking to time, definitely. That much I know how to stick to, despite of whatever it is that I am live streaming. I will always stick to time, so don't worry about me going over time because I'll be doing live streams and everything. But today will be the moment of truth. Okay, so I want to have some text in the beginning. So my channel will teach. Okay, and I think that's about it. It'll teach. I think I'm gonna now bend my skills, which, yeah, and hope to see you guys on my journey. I really hope to see a lot of you guys on my journey. Well, the 13 of you who are here at least. I'm even surprised I got subscribers after posting that, half bad ad that I did on my social media handles. Speaking of social media handles, you can search for me on Instagram as Loti Mukuka. I use my real name. I'm not using any alias or AKA or whatever people use on social media handles. I don't have one of those. Maybe with time I might, but right now I do not have one of those. So you can just search for me by my real name. Of course, my channel is named Tech with Loti, but the tech is just, tech, because we are going to be talking about tech here anyway. So now that I have this, and I have, what is wrong? Oh, I do not have this. Oh, text, yeah, I do not have this. So I was wondering what is happening here. So this is what I was saying, that I don't think I'm gonna get any syntax errors here, because VS Code does a pretty dang good job in making sure I don't have any of those at the end of my code. So let's see how things pan out, which I am hoping is gonna be good. Anyway, so I'll be getting my this is a variable, so okay, text, yeah, and I'll be showing this in my I'll be showing this in this function. Where do I want to show this? I think I'm gonna show it in a full screen, because I think mostly Tkinter just creates windows in tiny little windows. Very annoying. They look very disgusting. So I don't think I'll do that. So from the get-go, I'll initialize this in the root and then take it as a full screen. That would be much better for me, actually, even for you, so that you can see it clearly. So I'll just take that argument over there. I'm taking root as an argument, so keep track. Hope you are keeping track. For those of you who know Python, I hope you are keeping track from our init function. I hope you are just keeping track of everything that is happening. So I have IntelliSense here. This is why in some of the things I'm just pressing enter. So I'm just gonna put this in full screen. Okay, and I'll put this to true. Okay, so I know quite a lot of programming languages. In some programming languages, the boolean is not boolean, I mean true or false. Sometimes it does not use capital letters, sometimes it might just be small letters as well. So something to watch out. So this is my slideshow label. I'm gonna say label because of course I want to give it a label, and of course we're using TK. Label is just a function from the tkinter library. So for those of you who are beginners in Python, anything that you see here that has tk dot, just keep this in mind that it is not in the normal Python. It's either coming from a library or something I just cooked up myself. So don't get scared like, oh, this guy is using a different Python or what. It's still the same Python, just that I have learned and understood a certain type of library which is called tkinter. Some just say kinter, but whichever floats your boat, that's up to you anyway. So Helvetica is the text I'm going to use. I'm using this because it's the only font that I do remember at this particular moment, so I don't remember other things. Let's see, what other font is there actually? Let's not dwindle on that. Let's just move forward, and for our foreground I'm gonna have white. Okay, so this is where my design skills fail. Well, it's not like I do have any skills in designing, but I will get white, and let's see, I will get my background color. So you just say BG, which is relatively easy. Python is easy. I don't even know why people say like programming is difficult. I mean, I'm just using English, simple English. You can name variables whatever you want to name them, so it's pretty awesome. So now let us position this. I'm gonna use pack a lot because I don't want to start doing all those coordinates and stuff. I don't want to do that stuff. That's for front-end developers and the good parties. I'm not one, so I just want to see if this thing can work for me. If it works, then I'm all good to go. Then I will I'll update my label because now I am making a slideshow. So I'll update my label and see label. Yeah, spellings. Then I'll say index. Okay, I got a comment. Okay, Needs for 13 days is the only person commenting. Well, he's gonna be my favorite subscriber anyway. So he's saying that oh, you can't see the comments, but anyway, you can see the comments for those who are not viewing the comments. Anyway, he's saying that Python is easy. The real challenge is JavaScript. I, for one, have found that language to be a bit disgusting. I don't know. Kill me if you want. I've been using Python for a very long time, and I think pretty much I feel like I can do almost anything with Python. JavaScript is good, but I only use it when I'm doing web technologies, and even that not to the extent you JavaScript nerds use it to, just to get a task done, like maybe stopping a page from reloading and stuff like that. You're gonna see me use it a lot in robotics, especially when we start working with ESPs, which are Wi-Fi enabled microcontrollers. We're gonna get into all that techie stuff later on. When I start working with them, creating soft access points, you are going to see me use them a lot. I'm gonna be using JavaScript a lot because I do not want my pages to be refreshing if I make maybe an HTML remote or something like that. Well, you understand later when I get into using this particular thing. So now text, I'll say index, since this is gonna be iterating through a particular loop. And yeah, I think what seems to be the problem here, slideshow label.config, they should work. Okay, so this is the problem. I've been spelling label with the letter E. Well, that's not good at all. I need to correct that. And you're just let me do that. Like, you're just let me do that. That's just not cool. Okay, so I'm now gonna go ahead and so I was thinking, like, what is wrong here? Like, what is wrong? Slideshow window, I want it to update, so I'm gonna put in some little like time. I can get all this data from the user if I create a settings page using my tkinter or kinter or inter, whatever it is. I'll just say tkinter, okay? So yeah, I can do that, but I'm not gonna get into that because it's just gonna take too much time. So I am almost done with my code. Like, I think I'm done. Wait, am I done? Let's see. I'm still in this function. Okay, yeah, I need to update my label and give it an argument 0. After it updates, then yeah, I'm gonna update my label. Yeah, okay. After this, I think I'm done. Just for the sake of it, let's just add an exit button. You see, like, I don't want it to continuously run and then I don't have a way of like closing the damn thing because it's gonna be full screen. I don't know if I'll be able to see my close button or anything. Short keys, I may just end up closing the stream altogether, which would be kind of a bummer. So we're not gonna do that right now. Okay, so I'm gonna say button and I am going to whoa, JavaScript is not disgusting. It is disgusting. Okay, it is not disgusting. JavaScript is a beautiful language. I, for one, just don't like languages that have to do with front end. Never been a fan of front end. I don't know why. I do know front end to a certain degree, but when I say I don't know something, let us clarify that. It doesn't mean I don't know the technology. I'm just not as good as the experts who like deal with front end as their main profession. Yeah, let's put it that way. I can create a relatively okay website. It won't be as in Apple level or Microsoft level, but it will be relatively okay. It won't be bad to look at. So that's what I mean by I don't do front end, because I don't like it. It requires a lot of creativity, and mostly front end does not have errors, meaning you can write a code completely nonsense and it won't show you that you've made a mistake. So you see, if I leave this variable, well, it's already declared now and defined, but if I left it like this without giving it a value or anything, it'll definitely just give me some warning, like something is wrong here. With front end, you gotta wait for the thing to actually, how can I say, you gotta wait for the thing to actually be ran or rendered, if you're using things like React, to be rendered first to actually know that something is wrong. So you might find you design a button, for example, you design a button and then you're like, well, this button looks fine, this button looks great, and then after that you try to run it and then it looks totally terrible and horrible. So yeah, that is one thing I do not really like about front end development. With back end, you know exactly what you did wrong. It will tell you there is this and this that is happening, and this has to happen. So let's see if I'm having any syntax errors here, if I've made any spelling mistakes or whatever. Let's see. So I'm gonna try and run this and see if it's working. Okay, like I told you, see, so I know that something is wrong. So skills, slideshare, show app root, what is the problem? Okay, input from, okay, so yeah, that is the problem. How do I put what? How do I put CSS here? I don't know how you put CSS there. Okay, so it was supposed to be okay, input, it wasn't supposed to be from, it was supposed to be frame. So that is why this gave me an error. Yeah, it was supposed to be input frame. See, at least I know what I did wrong. Okay, again the same thing. This is what, this is which line? Line skill. Okay, so I missed one L. Where is it? Here. I told you there were gonna be some error, and voila, it is working. Wait, let me check. Wait. So I had two errors. I was talking the entire time. Okay. Line 19, skill is skill. Yes, yeah, I saw that and I corrected it. Thank you very much for pointing that out. But I did. So let's see, 60 lines of code while it's talking and not concentrating. It's running okay. Let me try to bring it up. I'll try to bring it up in here, and I'll try to add this as a capture, and I'll say result. Okay, let's see what I'm gonna do. Okay, I'm gonna bring up a screen. I actually want to share a screen. So display capture, yes. So which display am I gonna be capturing? This same one with my OBS Studio. This will be fine because this is where I am currently putting everything. So yeah, okay, great. So I'm gonna transition to this now so that you can see that. I'm gonna put my cam over here, and yeah, I think let's transition. Okay, so that is that. Okay, so yeah, now that is up, so I hope you can see this. I'm not really sure if you can see this. Let me drag this away from here. Okay, yeah, you can see this. Let's see how it plays out. So number of skills that I do have currently, let me see if I can get to 10 of the things that you're gonna be finding on my channel. So we are gonna be winding up. So again, there's an error that just occurred, and this is in line 23. What is in line 23? Let me just check that. Okay. Okay, yeah, yep, can see. Okay, let me just check that. This is line 23. What is it saying? Object has no attribute skill get. Okay, where is line 23? Self.skill get. I don't think that should give an error actually. Let's see, this is which function? Okay, skills, that's fine. And what is this doing? Oh, I'm counting. Why am I doing skill get? Yeah, I'm counting this. Let me close this and let's try again. Let's run this again. Why is it running in the next window? Let's see, 10, and let's set them. Okay, so entry object is not callable. Well, it should be callable. Okay, that makes sense. Now I understand why I made a mistake. They should work just fine. Let's see. Oh, it's still running the same one. Now run this particular script. Not 19. Let's see, 10. Okay. Okay, great. Okay, I think it's working. And well, it's showing. Let's see. Okay, so the first thing is programming. This is one of my skills. I'm gonna put this programming. The next is robotics, however you pronounce it. The second one is PCB development. So what I'm writing here, what I'm writing here is what you are to expect to see here on my channel. Hand tools, handy tools, and we're gonna be doing a bunch of electronics. We're gonna be doing a little about PC tricks. We're gonna be doing a lot of let's see, sometimes I even forget the stuff I know. Okay, yeah, we're gonna be doing a little thing about appliances. I think that's how you spell appliance. I'm not really sure. Oh, we're gonna do web applications. Yeah, web applications. We're gonna be doing about that. We're gonna be doing about backend, cPanel. This is actually something that is in web application. We'll do a little bit of blockchain. We'll do metaverse. Well, yeah, at least I know these things are gonna be present on the channel. Let's see if the slideshow is working. Oh, great, it is working, but it's displaying on. Okay, so Tkinter has no attribute label. Did you mean label? Oh yeah, what line is that? This is line number 40. Okay, where is it? Of course, I did tell you guys that you are not really helping me that much. So syntax, wow. But I'm gonna show this again. Oh no, I have to close it and start it again. Okay, well, I did put that in. Let's play that again. And let's try to, oh, so great. I'm just gonna enter 3 this time because I don't want the whole thing to start start entering orders. So we'll be doing programming, we'll be doing web tech, and we are gonna be doing, and I have forgotten, robotics. And let's see if I start my slideshow. Okay, so it's working, however you guys cannot see it. So what I'm gonna do is let me give another capture here. I'm gonna be capturing a display, and yep, display 2. Which display am I gonna be capturing? Great. Okay, so I think my display is visible on this side. So check out what happens. So once I enter this particular information and click on start slideshow, this is what happens. Hope to see you guys on my journey. So that was a very simple. So I had a total of 6 errors, not bad. What do you mean it's weird? Why won't it show errors? Anyway, so that is about me. I think I was very redundant about a lot of things, but yeah, pretty much that is what is gonna be found on this channel. You're gonna find things about programming, web technology, electronics, robotics, and everything to do with technology pretty much. So I am gonna be getting rid of this, and we are gonna be going back to my Visual Studio Code. So this is the code that I was working with. If any of you want this code, just let me know. Oh yeah, that's all of you guys to get in touch with me anyway, or to comment or anything. So it was just a simple thing to just show some of like something like a slideshow. If you guys want me to swap this with images or videos or stuff like that for you to make your own app that, or your own software that does video editing and makes slideshows and stuff like that, we can arrange something like that, and we can have like a 5-day training on how to make something like that. The logic will definitely be almost the same, but I will use libraries such as Feel, which will allow me to work with images, libraries such as OpenCV to work with videos, and we can see how we can incorporate all those things to make it an actual it's better than I imagined. Okay, yeah, well, I tried. So we can do so many things. If you are up for that, or you're interested for me to work on that, please, whenever you watch this, just let me know, and I'll be starting with my playlist of robotics, electronics, and all those things that I mentioned throughout the video or the stream for you guys to get right into it. So I had 6 errors in total, which is more than what I was expecting, but I did manage to code the entire time while I was talking to you guys. Well, that's it for today's stream, and starting January, it's just going to be playlists of all these things that I've told you guys about. I hope to see more people join this channel and keep me moving and motivated. Thank you very much, Nix for 13 days, for being a very supportive viewer on my channel, on my first stream at least. Well, that's what friends are for. So yeah, thanks guys for joining. I will see you in my playlists, my videos, and in the coming days. Happy advanced new year to you all, and I'll see you on 1st January.